the sale of the SSNIT Hotels. Organised Labour is giving SSNIT 1 month to address concerns, or else. Right, now let me just get you straight into that story there on citynewsroom.com. Organised Labour calls off strike and gives SSNIT 1 month to address concerns. Organised Labour has called off its nationwide strike, which began on Monday, the 15th of July 2024. Now, the strike was in protest against the sale of 60% of the SSNIT shares in 4 hotels. This decision to call off the strike came after SSNIT, in a letter dated 12th July 2024, informed Organised Labour that it had terminated the intended sale of its stake in the hotels to Rock City, owned by Brian H. Champong. Now, at an emergency meeting held in Accra on Monday, Dr. Yauba, Secretary General of the Trades Unions Congress, said that he had decided to end the strike and requested all workers to resume on Tuesday, 16th of July 2024. He indicated that he had also given the SSNIT a 1 month ultimatum to engage with them to address all outstanding issues related to the management of pensions. Right, let me start with you, Larry, on this one. Yeah. What more light can you throw on the situation that we are hearing here that has happened? Initially, MPRA said, everything was good to go. It triggered Organised Labour. He said, nah, lie. This thing is not going to stand.
Good, that's not the story.
Okay, so tell us the story.
It was the minister who said that, MPRA had okayed the thing.
Okay.
The same MPRA, last week we were here.
The Minister of Labour.
Yes, last week we were here, and we thought that, MPRA had said that they were going to do A, B, C, D, and that they were going to come back. Barely had we left here, then the minister went to Parliament to say that, something, everything is okay now, and that SSNIT can go ahead and then release the hotels. Then the workers were like, hey, this is not what it is.
He said that they can go ahead with the negotiations.
Okay.
Not to release hotels.
Oh,
the
no,
negotiations.
Eventually that is
no, the negotiations.
Okay.
See, just to put it in context, given that the negotiations started even way before COVID.
I agree.
Way before COVID.
Okay.
It wasn't something that was going to happen in 3 days anyway. So all he says is that it shouldn't stall
the negotiations.
Whatever our intervention is to prompt you that make sure you do ABC so you can continue the negotiations. So I think that's just to put it in context.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, to continue. But the point was that, the person who issued a statement should have been the one telling us this. As in the MPRA boss.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't take him. It took the minister to be saying it. And he went to...
He was being efficient.
But you see, seeing that he said it on the floor of Parliament...
The keyword is efficiency.
No, but seeing that he said it on the floor of Parliament, we assume that it is it's kosher.
Why? People can't lie.
No, you are not allowed to.
You are not allowed to. Well, in this country, a lot of people, people have been recorded, and then they come and tell you that, no, that is not my voice. So, the point was that I don't know what came over the minister. It shouldn't have taken him to say that. Or even if he was going to say that, he should have asked the MPRA boss to issue another statement, similar to the one he did.
Yeah.
To say that, we have gone through this whole process and we think that it's okay and that the negotiation can go
That's correct, yes.
But to...
Especially when the NPRA had come...
Given an
earlier statement.
An earlier statement.
Yeah.
So it looked as though, hey, the man would... These are the politicians again. They are trying to, hoodwink everybody. So that's where the guys got angry. And I have never seen a thing like that before. Sometimes you have been in a space, so you could tell us. Labor union upon labor union issuing a statement and so on. At the last count, we were running to 10 or 12 or 13.
Wow.
No, I haven't seen this before.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm saying I haven't,
You haven't
seen
seen
this
the-
before.
yes.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
And the whole country was going
I mean,
to,
the-
was
The
grinding to a halt.
spontaneity with which it happened. No, I have not. I haven't seen this before.
I mean, that's
You know.
workers' power.
Yeah. I felt very proud as a Ghanaian to see such a thing happen.
Yeah.
Because I think that the issue of accountability and the issue of holding people responsible and accountable for their actions, we need that kind of power. I mean, Parliament is there, but sometimes you kind of feel like, you know, they massage each other, you know, so, you know,
But
they help
Parliament is a raw
themselves.
institution for it to decide on a day like this.
They want to be efficient.
They want to be efficient. They've told you that they are not efficient. And now they need legislation to be efficient. So why are you citing them today?
Parliament. They want to be efficient by blowing sides.
Yeah.
Doctors are not in a hurry.
No.
Drivers are not. Teachers are not in a hurry.
No.
Lab technicians are not in a hurry. That only
They have
MPs.
to be. What? The guy who passes the law,
Yeah.
you know, he's passed it. But the person who implements it,
enforces the enforcer.
You see, but the point is, I don't know what use we can put the power to, the kind of power that has been exhibited. If we can deploy it into other useful ventures and so on, I'm sure we could get somewhere.
Even they should threaten to strike.
No.
It means every week we will strike.
No, they
Because
should
the issues are plenty.
No, sometimes they should appreciate the kind of situation we are in as a people.
Yeah.
Okay? The kind of situations we are in as a people. And the fact that this thing cannot be handled by just the politicians alone. Because we put our hopes, you know, in the politicians and they haven't come, you know, come out tidy. So if they as workers can also, you know, make use of this whole thing again, we'll be getting somewhere. Other than this, okay, yeah, you know, Mayor, one yes, sir, Mr. Mayor said so. No, it's not good enough. And again, for me, I also felt that, see, they should have gone beyond this whole thing about, we want to dissolve the board.
Okay, on that topic of the board, I'll have you give your point after a quick break. Okay, so let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Welcome back. It's the news review segment right here on Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV, and we're having a conversation about the SSNIT Hotels and the discussion of the potential sale thereof. Some messages have come through And this is about the efficiency. This is the efficiency edition of the news review segment. This one says, "Good morning, my able men. I am Ashut from Kumasi. Some of our MPs are not efficient, let alone become members of Parliament." Thank you. Hashtag Breakfast Daily. This one says, these members of Parliament are thinking about Ghanaian citizens, is a question. Okay, so if they want, then let them plan for their own private jets. They should not come and disturb our little peace on the bad roads that we already have. In fact, it appears our Parliament are now like, wow. It says, in fact, it appears our Parliament is now like children's park. OMG. Okay. Then this one says, "Good morning. I really don't understand the logic in this siren effect. Have they given a thought about doctors and medical officers who need to attend to emergency situations? We are all workers. We wake up early to beat traffic just to meet production time. MPs are also workers. They should do the same. They are not bigger and mightier than we, the citizens." All right, so keep those messages coming through. And Larry was making a submission before we went on the break. Larry, before you come in, just to add to, you can add this to the comment you wanted to make. It's not fair at all. Osafo Marfo protests calls for his head. The embattled Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Mr. Kofi Osafo Marfo, has expressed concerns over calls for his resignation or dismissal along with his management team in the wake of the controversy that has attended the planned sale of 60% stake in 4 alleged underperforming hotels. Kofi Osafo Marfo described these calls as unfair and defended the decision to sell, citing the necessity of improving performance. Right, so go ahead.
Yeah, well, you see, I think that in this whole conversation, the president hasn't been forthcoming with a lot of, let's say, I expected the president to be out there speaking to these issues.
Oh, really?
Yes. One of the statements that the workers issued, the TUC issued, they mentioned that they had met with the president I think June 25th.
Okay.
And had discussions with him on this matter. I mean, how a minister of state, okay, who I'm sure attended this meeting, came out of that meeting and walked into Parliament to say that this and this is the decision and that the negotiation can continue. I don't understand.
Okay.
You get it? Now, having done that, it shouldn't have taken even SSNIT to be issuing statements telling us that, listen, we have terminated the thing, we are not doing it anymore. Because it had moved from SSNIT to the presidential level. So the president should have, okay, let's set up a committee. The other day I said this here. An interim committee to investigate this whole thing and give us a report on it. After that, let's know all that had gone on as far as this whole, discussion is concerned. And if we'll get people to manage these hotels, we should get people to manage it and then monitor it very well. With labor involved, with everybody involved, good expertise and all that. Beyond that, it is just anything at all. 1 month ultimatum for what? Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Well,
nothing will happen.
Let me find out from Semens his thoughts on all this. Semens, what's happened has happened. Where we are is where we are. But I'm thinking more about the survival of these hotels post all these conversations that we are having. Because ultimately the idea is, if they're SSNIT hotels, the idea was to do business for SSNIT and make money for pensioners. If they sell, it's a one-time payment. You get your money back, you put it into SSNIT and maybe divest in other areas or whatever that is. But these hotels, there must be a reason why negotiations to sell actually began in the first place. As you said, it was a few years ago. It didn't just start yesterday. Are we getting all this wrong?
I don't think we are getting all wrong. And I think, again, I normally would like to put things in context. And we should understand that the selling of state assets did not just start yesterday.
Okay.
Indeed, late 80s to early 90s, we had the Divestiture Implementation Committee, whose duty it was to basically sell off state assets. And they sold, in most cases for peanuts. Okay? And we are gradually coming out of that era, and this is the clearest signal yet that when it comes to selling of state assets, we are not going to have it that easy as we used to have. You know, I mean, growing up, I knew of Star Hotel,
Okay.
where a Star Hotel was sold to a politician in Sawam Kanri,
Okay.
which was doing the fruit juice at the time. It was sold to a politician.
Okay.
You understand? Where are the catering rest houses, which we had in every region? They were sold to politicians. In certain cases, the politicians bought them for peanuts, refurbished, and sold them back to SSNIT.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just saying that it didn't just happen.
Okay.
We are coming from a background. But what has happened is to give the indication that it won't be business as usual going forward. And I think that is very positive. And so every government, once you're touching state property, especially where you have to change ownership, you should know that people can come after you.
Yeah.
And that's positive. Having said that, in this particular case, I think that it is the Brian Champon name that has caused this spontaneous reaction.
Okay.
Not that as a citizen he does not deserve it, but more as a member of parliament, a minister of a cabinet minister, and so it paints the picture of somebody being given an unfair advantage.
Okay.
That's just a picture.
Okay.
And not many people will go through the details. And so they take the decision based on what they see. That, oh, okay, and he was not giving one, he was not giving two, he was giving four, as if it was given to him for free. So that picture is what is ingrained in people's minds. And that's how come it spurred people on to fight it. As I say, the whole effort of organized labor resisting what they consider unfair is very positive for where we find ourselves. Question now is, what happens next? Okay, activism does not mean you can manage it yourself. And, you know, Larry was saying that, so now organized labor should be involved. Organized labor, they haven't showed anywhere that they can run hotels better. So it's not their job to run hotels. It's their job to see to it that the whatever transaction there is, we receive a fair bargain as a country, which is good, especially where SSNIT is involved. Okay? Because in the last 3 decades, we have seen exchanges, transactions involving SSNIT that have been questionable. So if today organized labor wakes up because their skin is inside, so that is good. But are we going to wake up 2 years from now and say that suddenly the hotels have started making money? I doubt that. I doubt that.
Okay.
On the contrary, if we don't take time, they will all go down.
Wow.
If we don't take time, you know. But again, I was a bit worried when SSNIT came out to say they had discontinued. And then the first reaction at the time from organized labor was that we'll still continue with the strike. I said, no, you shouldn't go that way. Because so far, you're looking good. And I would be surprised if there were Ghanaians, properly so-called Ghanaians, who had a contrary feeling about how organized labor had conducted themselves. So when it got there and they said they will continue, I was like, why would you want to do that? you know, and let me just stop here and make reference to other places.
Okay.
In the more developed world, you can't go on strike without telling us how long your strike is going to last.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to, you see, it has to be measured. We are going on strike for 3 days. Within which 3 days, we want to see A, B, C happen. You understand?
Okay.
Because there's a social contract between what you do and the citizenry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your conduct does not just affect politicians, but it also affects the citizens.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you're a bus driver, public transport, and you go on strike in perpetuity,
No, you can't
and then when you come back, you expect to be paid your salary with which money? You understand? So that's why I thought that at that time they almost missed it. But then they came back and said, okay, we are ending the strike. 1. 2, we are giving you a certain duration.
Yeah.
Within which duration we want to see 1, 2, 3 issues resolved.
Yeah.
And that's decent. So I think on this one, I commend Organised Labour on how they have conducted themselves. And now you read something about their call
Yeah.
for removal or something.
Yes.
I heard the man talk about that there are many other issues which they have to deal with. So I don't blame them. It is SSNIT that has caused this problem because when this thing started, I think they came out to say that they will continue with it.
Yeah.
So you dared them.
Yes, you did.
I mean, when I saw that statement that they were going to continue with the sale, and I said, but you don't need that.
No, but Samas, you can't blame them.
Who?
You can't blame
As a
SSNIT.
SSNIT.
Because then you notice from the minister's conduct, clearly it shows that, I mean, there's a higher power that these guys are, you know, that they are riding on. And then also, then the meeting between Organised Labour, Labour, and then the presidency.
Yeah.
The presidency hasn't spoken about this particular matter. And for me, I find that quite strange, that the workers actually met with you. And I'm sure certain things were discussed. But then you still had your minister go ahead to say that, listen, the discussion can go on. You can't, I mean, I think it went beyond SSNIT now.
No, but I'm just saying that even if
Yeah.
there's a higher power that is pushing you to do something,
Yeah.
in the midst of the chaos, you don't come and dare them openly.
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
You have yourself to blame. That's all. Yes.
So the spiraled effect of the reactions would have been driven by that statement as well. That will still go ahead because we've done nothing wrong. They said, okay, you want to go ahead, see the power that we are going to show you. I mean, to the extent that Ghana Medical Association, Nurses and Midwives Council, and I mean, it's never happened before.
Transport workers.
So I'm just saying that they should review the way they've done this thing and be able to itemize, isolate where they got wrong so they can correct. The issue about whether the management should go or not is another issue, is another matter. Okay. That's another matter. You get me?
Yeah, I do.
And if they have good reasons, they should pursue it. If it's an emotional reaction, they should know that even that there are repercussions. The fact that you remove one doesn't mean all your problems will be solved.
No, at all.
Because we've known SSNIT since the days of Henry Day.
Okay.
We've known SSNIT since the day every government that has come has had their hand in SSNIT in terms of where they put their investment, who should benefit, and all these things. But if we've gotten to a day where workers say that, look, enough is enough, we want to take charge, I believe that the taking charge should be concentrated at the level of persuading SSNIT to do the right things.
Okay.
We should not wake up one day and deceive ourselves that workers can now go around the SSNIT. And then suddenly, indeed, there are there are 4 seats on the board. They have 4 of their reps on their board.
Samuel, you know, when they fail to withdraw their reps, then I noticed that, oh, this thing was just...
a merry-go-round. No, you have 4. And this thing has been happening for the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, or more.
And you have reps. We have no record at any point that you have disagreed or showed disapproval. Maybe you have done it, but we in the media, we have no record.
No, I hear they actually supported it. Wow. You know, the Organized Labour supported it. So that became, the trump card for...
The negotiations.
Exactly. Oh, they supported it. And
no,
then,
because the hotels are bleeding. The hotels are bleeding. You understand? So, I don't know whether by this they are saying that don't sell the hotels or don't sell to Brian Achampong.
No, don't sell.
Yeah, but don't sell doesn't solve the problem.
So that is where
Because where in this world is a government running a hotel successfully? Where?
It doesn't happen.
I don't know.
You know, I think that what they are trying to say is that most insurance companies have, other sources of income that coming, for them to pay, your pension and all that. So they are into real estate. They are into hotels or
but
hospitality.
SSNIT also is doing that.
No, sure, that is what. But then SSNIT, how come the private guys are able to manage?
We don't know that for a fact.
Oh,
we don't know that for a fact. Maybe some. Some. You understand? But you see, where we want a state institution to compete with private institutions, and yet government in, government out, choose to appoint for the state institution who should run. More often, not based on proven competence. You understand? For instance, how do you expect SIC to outcompete, say, Enterprise?
That's into almost everything.
No, but or Vanguard. How do you do that?
Glyco.
Because Glyco has been there not as long as SIC. But they have been consistent, they have grown, they have expanded over the years from the late 80s throughout. Because Mr. Champonche, who's the executive chairman, has been the executive chairman. Fokoche, who has been the brother, who has been running, they have been consistent. The SIC, every 4 years, there's a temptation that somebody has to be changed because government changed. And when he comes with his people. And you are wondering why SIC will not do as well as we expect. So I'm just saying that don't push the chest and then pretend that you are surprised that state institutions are not doing well. If we want to compete, let's change the modus of appointing people to run these organizations.
So maybe that should have been a call by Organized Labour. You get it? Because as it is now, it's just, you don't sell the hotels. But what comes after?
Larry, what we have actually, through this, what we have proven as a country is that the representation of the boards, the various boards by Organized Labour is of no use. That it has taken Organized Labour outside of the board to put pressure for the board to do the right thing. While we had their reps on the board. So what's the use?
They should have been organizing press conferences telling us that, listen, on this point we disagreed. Or on this thing, when we discovered it, we went before our, let's say, superior officers to tell them that this and this and this is what is being discussed. What are your views? You get it? So that it doesn't become this, fire for fire. You throw it, I respond, and then I say this, and then you say, no, it's not true.
But they have shown leadership. TUC has shown leadership. ClockSAG has shown leadership. GMA, and we need to applaud them for this. We need to applaud them for this.
What do you make of the fragmented, the
Labour front? Well, it's normal. It's normal. It's very regular in every country where Labour is strong. There are fragments because they represent different what we call
Interest.
micro interests.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and at times the fragmentation helps them to concentrate on their specific needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yes, but they have again showed that when it comes to the big ticket items, there's no fragment. There's no fragment. We'll all come together and push. And this is exactly what we have seen.
Yeah. For me, I expected them to call for the dismissal of the minister in the first place. And then also, I had also expected the president to make his views known on this. You can't be holding meetings with the Labour people in the dark.
Okay.
Agreeing with them on one A, B, C, D. Oh, you wait, so and so. Then in the next moment, you have your minister walk to Parliament saying something else.
Maybe the minister was speaking on behalf of the president. Or
I have some messages here. Let me quickly go through them. Good morning. I have lived in the U.S. for 40 years, teaching American government for 34 years, and this is unheard of. If parliamentarians can't plan and get to work on time, they don't deserve to be there. Appeal could be started including doctors, nurses, lab techs, and all kinds of people. The solution, the House... house the 275 members at Saglemi and bus them via Ayololo. That would be efficient.
Yes.
Work on roads, Caleb, education, health, Fredruho, etc. Excellent work. This is a professor of political science, retired, making his views known. This is disturbing. Unions must also be careful on the board. You can't just put anyone on the board and then complain. This is what you were just saying. The president cannot be deciding for the boards all the time. Why is it that our negligence is always blamed on the president? The problem is our own attitudes. The mind of all Ghanaians is that the government is somewhere, so until we are done with... Okay, so until we change our attitude, this will always be... the situation. Andrews from Kumasi, a few more messages here. This one is coming from, these are Twitter messages. So what about the doctors? They are saving lives. Okay, let me just move on from there. We continue to give exemptions to politicians. That makes them more detached from what the masses go through on a daily basis. This is coming from at Vigor 120. Driving beyond speed limits and using siren boosts productivity. We are lost. How does this even make sense? How about being time conscious and calculating travel time, factoring in the traffic, etc.? This is coming from PJ Summers at PJ Summer. Set off early, as we all do. You are just bossy. Stop it. Do you know who I am attitude? We elected you to serve us, not to lord over yourselves over us. You guys should not be making us angry. We are already hungry. This is coming from Beauty Doppy. Okay, some more messages coming.
David,
Yes.
I think we need to secure the help of Organised Labour to stop this thing.
I know, right? I know,
They
right?
should come and help us to stop. Organised Labour, we
They're very
beg you,
good at
come
it.
and help
Yeah,
media
they're
and the CSOs to throw this thing inside some bola somewhere. You know, I mean,
I
look,
agree.
Parliament, you are Parliament representing us. You are not Parliament because you are privileged.
No.
You understand? It is in representing us that you derive privileges.